Imagine a morning when the sky is still covered in darkness, not because of thick clouds or a night that lasts too long, but because light cannot appear. For the ancient Egyptians, this was not imagination. They believed there was an ancient being that always tried to prevent dawn, an entity not born to protect or rule, but existing only to break all order. That being was called Apophis, or Apep, the serpent of darkness, the one that always lurked to stop the sun. In Egyptian mythology, Apophis was not considered a god in the usual sense. He had no temples, no followers offering prayers, and no form associated with protection. Apophis was the embodiment of chaos, decay, and primal fear. If the god Ra represented light, life, and cosmic order, then Apophis was his absolute opposite. To the ancient Egyptians, the existence of Apophis was a reminder that the order of the world was always fragile and could collapse at any moment. Apophis was described as a massive serpent, so long it could not be measured. His body remained hidden in the primordial waters, a place untouched by light. He was never in a hurry, never driven by sudden impulse. Apophis waited. Each time night fell and the god Ra began his journey through the underworld aboard the solar boat, the serpent of darkness would rise from the depths of the void, preparing for the familiar ambush. The serpent did not rush its move. It watched patiently, waiting for the moment the boat slowed, then emerged from the primordial waters and wrapped itself around the path of light. There was one night mentioned in ritual texts when Apophis was believed to have come closer to victory than ever before. The night sky was unusually silent. As dawn approached, light did not appear as it normally did. The sun seemed delayed, weak, and dim. For the ancient Egyptians, this was not a random event, but a sign that Apophis had tightened his hold. Inside the temples, the priests began to act. They recited ancient spells, struck drums, and created loud sounds to disrupt the serpent of darkness. The Egyptians believed that words and sound carried real power in this unseen struggle. They believed that without action, light might not return. In the end, when the sun finally rose above the horizon, their belief was strengthened. The god Ra had overcome Apophis once again. This story was not merely a legend passed down through spoken words. It existed in real rituals, in texts used daily by ancient Egyptian priests. To them, Apophis was not a symbol, but a constant threat. Each sunrise was not only the beginning of a new day, but proof that the order of the world was still temporarily preserved. Because of this, for thousands of years, the ancient Egyptians never took light for granted. Somewhere within the darkness of the long night, Apophis was always waiting, patient, awake, never gone. What made Apophis truly frightening was not simple strength, but an endurance that could not be erased. No matter how many times he was defeated, he always returned. Apophis could never be completely destroyed because he represented chaos itself, existing alongside order. To the ancient Egyptians, Apophis was a warning that darkness never disappears. It is only pushed back for a time. Even in the modern world, the image of Apophis continues to disturb the imagination. The serpent that consumes light reflects a deep human fear. The fear that everything familiar, from light to the stability of life, could vanish in an instant. The idea of a day without sunrise remains one of the most instinctive fears, crossing time, science, and civilization. Each morning when the sun rises, the ancient Egyptians believed that the god Ra had claimed victory once more. But Apophis never truly vanished. He only retreated into the darkness, patiently waiting for the next night. And perhaps, deep within the human mind, that question still remains. If one day the light does not return, has the ancient serpent finally won?